Jade Road Investments is an investment company. Its aim to provide investors exposure to diversified high return investment opportunities in the property sector. John Croft is the chairman. So, John, over the years, when I've spoken to the company, we've discussed pan-Asian opportunities from luxury properties in Japan to MedTech to magnesium dolomite exposure. The company's now changing its mandate, however. What's the focus now?
Yes, well, thanks, Sarah, for introducing me. Yeah, so previously we were set up originally to invest in Asian-based, predominantly private equity style assets. And we did that for a number of years. We never really got full recognition from the market in terms of the valuation and our share price. And because of that, we decided to dispose of those assets into a separate vehicle, which took place in 2024. So since that happened, we've been looking for partnerships that we could work with to bring Jade into a new direction. And I'm very pleased to be able to report, as has been announced, that we've developed a partnership with a group in the UK who are very focused on the property sector. And so from here on in, that is going to be our main focus.
Okay, so through and assisted by those partnerships, what does your portfolio look like now?
So our portfolio today doesn't look like anything because we haven't made any new investments. So we've spent the last few months tidying up a few things and getting ready to make some investments. And our partnership with the Unique Property Group, which has been announced, is putting us in a place where we're going to start making new investments. And the investments are going to be across two or three different sectors. So the first of those is the assisted living sector in the UK, which is an extremely large sector. It's worth something like £12 billion. And the Unique Property Group have been successfully investing in this sector over the years, and they've been delivering extremely attractive returns for their investors. So we're pretty excited about working with them on that. The other two are other UK-based luxury properties, asset-backed, and working in partnership with another group called the WestOne Development Group. And then the third one will be in the international luxury property sector, including markets such as, but not necessarily limited to, Dubai.
Okay, so I don't mean to be rude, John, but you said that the portfolio isn't anything yet, but you're laying the foundations for the portfolio. So in terms of partnerships, they're usually sort of 50-50. So what are your partners getting from you? What is it that you will bring to the table?
So what Jay brings to the table is a publicly quoted company with all of the rules and regulations around it, and the corporate governance and the transparency. And that is what is attractive to the Unique Property Group because they can bring investors into Jade. Some investors wouldn't be able to invest direct into their assets, but by coming through Jade, that opens up the door to a much wider group of potential investors. And that is really the value that we bring to them at this point.
And obviously, you have experience of high-end real estate markets internationally. I'm just wondering what the difference in your investment approach in 2025, how that is going to compare to previous iterations of the business.
So previously, our investments in property were, I would say, more piecemeal. Yes, we had a few investments in that sector, but it wasn't a focus, and we didn't have any particular in-house expertise on property. So this is a different approach where we're working extremely closely with groups that are already experts in this sector, and they will be helping us to focus our investment strategies on particular assets that they're very familiar with. So it's very different very different from our approach in the past.
Okay, and part of the previous approach was you had an asset manager essentially looking after your portfolio. They became the face of the business, as it were. So who's going to be the face of the business now? What does the board structure look like? Or are you outsourcing again?
No, it is a difference. So we will be the board of Jade will be the effectively the investment committee that will make decisions on investments that we will make. We will not have external investment manager as we have had previously. And that also means one of the benefits of that is that our costs will be lower than they would have been otherwise. And in a way, we don't need to have a separate investment manager because we're working in lockstep with the unique property group who have all of the expertise that we need, and we have full access to that.
Okay, and is Unique providing the finances to fund your ambitions? Because I can see that there's a bit of cash in your bank and funds have been raised through a convertible loan note. Do you have enough financial firepower?
So yes, one of the main responsibilities and activities of the Unique Property Group is that they are out there raising new capital to be brought into Jade to make these specific investments. So that is how we're working, and that is what is going to bring in the capital that we need to deploy. And we expect that we will be raising reasonably significant amounts of capital over the next 12 months. Not in one go, but over the period. And that we want to be in a position where we can deploy capital fairly quickly. We don't want to be sitting on cash. We want our capital to be put to work so that we can start to generate attractive returns for our shareholders.
So you've mentioned 12 to 18 months there. So you've obviously got set out your timelines in your business plan. So what should investors be hearing from you in terms of low-hanging fruit, for example?
I think you will see that we'll be making investments into the assisted living sector in the UK. There are other luxury property projects that we are being made aware of, also asset-backed in the UK, that we will be making investments in. And we are also looking at potential investments into some new projects in Dubai. So those are all things that we're currently looking at, but I can't confirm any details at the moment because obviously until we have the capital, we won't be making any investments.
Understood. So finally, do you anticipate that the company will be a pure property play, or would you be tempted to diversify again as you did before if the right opportunity presented itself?
I think that in the short to medium term, it's highly unlikely that we'll be diversifying. We're going to be very focused on property, and we want to build our expertise, build our reputation, build a track record. And then once we've done that, perhaps we may consider other investments. But right now, as I mentioned, we're working extremely closely with the Unique Property Group. And because of that, property is going to be our focus going forward.
Many thanks, John Croft, Chairman of Jade Road Investments. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.